You ever read Revelation and see that part where it talks about 24 elders sitting around God's throne? Yeah, that part sounds wild, right? Thrones, crowns, worship, all that. But listen, this ain't just some random heavenly squad. These 24 elders, they actually matter. And today, I'm going to tell you why. Let me show you this first verse real quick. Revelation 4 verse 4, around the throne were 24 thrones, and seated on the thrones were 24 elders, clothed in white garments with golden crowns on their heads. So picture this, God is sitting on his throne in heaven, right? Thunder, lightning, flashes of light, super intense. And around him, 24 thrones. And on each throne, an elder. That already tells us something. These elders aren't standing, they're not bowing. They're seated on thrones. That's authority, that's honor. And they're wearing white garments. That usually means righteousness or purity. They've been made clean. And they've got golden crowns on. Crowns represent reward, victory. Not just royalty, but people who've overcome something. So who are they? Some think it's a mix, 12 from the Old Testament, like leaders of Israel, and 12 from the New, like the apostles. Others think it represents all believers or maybe angelic beings. We don't get names, but what we do get is what they do. Now check out what they're doing. Revelation chapter 5 verses 8 to 9, and when Jesus had taken the scroll, the 4 living creatures and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, and they sang a new song. Boom! The moment Jesus steps up to take the scroll that basically kicks off the rest of Revelation, they fall down, flat, on their faces. Elders with crowns, on thrones, and they drop it all just to worship. And what do they sing? Worthy are you to take the scroll, for you were slain, and by your blood you ransomed people for God from every tribe and language and people and nation. That's it. That's what they're focused on. Jesus, the Lamb, his sacrifice, his victory, his redemption plan. So what's their job? Simple. They glorify Jesus. They represent honor, worship, and a full understanding of God's plan from beginning to end. Why this matters to us. Okay, but why should you and me care about that? Because they're giving us a picture of what heaven looks like and what we were made to do. These elders show us, which night, that worship is the real deal. Not a concert, not hype, but real, humble worship. That surrender is powerful. They had thrones and crowns and they laid it all down at Jesus' feet. That everything revolves around Jesus, not themselves, not their position, not their reward, just Jesus. We live in a world where everyone's chasing clout, power, attention. But in heaven, even the most honored elders give it all back to God. Also think about this. These elders are worshiping because of what Jesus did for you. They're praising him for ransoming people from every nation. That means your story, your background, your struggle, it's included in what they're worshiping about. So yeah, the 24 elders, they're not just sitting around in cool robes doing nothing. They're showing us what it means to live for God, to worship for real, and to put Jesus at the center. You don't have to wait till heaven to live like that. Start now. Lay down your pride. Worship like they do. Let your life point to Jesus. If the 24 elders can give up their crowns, what can you give up today for him?